Hello, Brett Ellis with the Ellis Team at Keller Williams down here in sunny Southwest Florida. Today I want to talk to you about price reductions and are they an indication of a declining market? And the answer is not what you think. The answer is not really. Let's say you have 3,000 homes on the market and 1,000 homes sell a month. And 1,000 homes come to the market every month. So you would keep a constant of about 3,000 homes on the market and 1,000 would sell. So the price reduction you would see are the 2,000 that aren't selling. Basically what's happening is those sellers are in competition with one another. It's a rebalancing act. So if you've got a listing that's overpriced, it doesn't mean the market's going down. It just means that this home is overpriced relative to its competition. And if it wants to sell, it's going to need to reduce the price to get down to make it a value where buyers will buy it because they're choosing other choices. Now, let's say you've got a neighborhood where there's 15 homes on the market and none of them are selling. There's a good chance all 15 are overpriced. And how do neighbors price? They kind of look at the other neighbors and say, boy, he's at this price and she's at that price, so therefore mine's worth this. When in fact, none of them may be worth that. We've seen that happen before. So you really have to go outside that market and say, is anything selling? And if the answer is still nothing is selling, then maybe you've got a declining market. And then price reductions are in order across the board. But typically, a price reduction just means it's all relative, one listing to another. You're competing against the other listings, not necessarily against the whole market. Because if a lot of homes are selling, there's always going to be certain homes that don't sell. Then you just have to balance your listing compared to the other listings and just make it a value so that buyers will turn on. So that's kind of my take on pricing and price reductions. I wouldn't judge. Just think back in 2021 and 2022. We had one of the hottest markets on record. Home prices were escalating like this, and yet even then we saw some price reductions because the sellers chose to overshoot the market and their home didn't bring what the market was willing to pay, and they were forced to reduce the price. Now, does that mean the market was going down? Of course not. That market was shooting up like a rocket. Just certain listings relative to one another, that's where the price reduction comes in. It's kind of like a grading on a curve, a test, so to speak. You have to grade that house on a curve and bring it down so its value matches what buyers are willing to pay. So don't judge a market simply by price reductions. Look at the bigger picture, and that would be my take on price reductions and market value. Thanks for tuning in.
The Ellis Team at Keller Williams is a family affair. Always call the Ellis Team.